General Hospital speculates that a reason Chase would soon propose to Brook Lynn courtmen. Chase would do it willingly while Brook Lynn thinks Chase was forks. Brook Lynn could change her mind once the wedding is official. Brook Lynn could skip town and Chase would do the searching. Fans saw Gloria Cerullo mention her niece Brooklyn's marriage and birth. Brooklands is not satisfied with that. Brooklands thinks that getting married is important and it affects Brooklands' lifelong happiness. Brooklyn wants it to come naturally, not forks. Brooklyn tried not to mention this issue, but Brooklyn couldn't avoid it. Right after that, before Brooklyn could open her mouth, Chase proposed to Brooklyn. Everything was so coincidental that Brooklyn thought Chase was forks. Brooklyn claimed that Gloria and Louis Cerullo had a secret conversation with Chase, and they convinced Chase to quickly propose to Brooklyn. Of course, that never happened. Chase never had any conversation with Brooklyn's mother and grandmother regarding marriage. Chase would explain this clearly to Brooklyn. Then Chase can mention Gregory Chase Eunice. Gregory also wanted to see Chase and Brooklyn get married. It was clear that Gregory was gradually weakening due to ALS. Gregory was afraid that Gregory would not have the strength to wait for his son's wedding. Or if so, Gregory was afraid that he would no longer be conscious enough to attend the ceremony. Gregory didn't want Chase to worry about Gregory's problem, even though in Gregory's mind, Gregory felt sad. Gregory didn't push Chase to get married, but Chase knew Gregory was looking forward to it. Chase would tell Brooklyn everything Chase is thinking. So Brooklyn will also understand that their wedding should probably take place now. During this time, Brooklyn and Chase would be quite busy preparing for their own wedding day, but Brooklyn will also have something else in mind. Even though Brooklyn has agreed to Chase's proposal just as Brooklyn has agreed to get married. However, Brooklyn will feel like Chase is selfish for not thinking about Brooklyn's feelings. Brooklyn believes that Chase wants to see Gregory happy and cheerful in his final days, more than the happiness of Brooklyn and Chase themselves. That means Chase doesn't really love Brooklyn. Chase just worries about his loved ones and wants to help them fulfill their wishes. Brooklyn remained silent until entering the church. What made up Brooklyn run away from the wedding was that Gregory would be late and everyone had to wait for Gregory's arrival. Gregory was the important person at the wedding, and Brooklyn felt disrespected by Gregory's slowness. It is worth mentioning that Gregory's illness relapsed on the wedding day of Chase and Brooklyn. So Gregory may not be able to come to the wedding, but Gregory doesn't want his son's wedding to be cancelled due to Gregory's situation. Of course, again, Gregory would not allow anyone to tell Chase about Gregory's situation. The ceremony would have continued if Chase had decided not to wait for Gregory anymore because it was time for the wedding. But Chase doesn't want it to happen without Gregory, and Chase suspects something happened to Gregory. Brooklyn was angry and ran away. Brooklyn did not know that something had happened to Chase's father. Brooklyn even left town, and Chase couldn't chase after Brooklyn at the moment because of Gregory's bad situation. It's very possible that Gregory will overcome the crisis, but Gregory will blame himself for ruining Chase and Brooklyn's wedding. That made Gregory feel depressed, and the disease would progress even faster.